Okay, hi all. Uh, let's let's get started with config data provider we implemented in last session. So in this session, we'll implement a Excel data provider. Actually, in this session, what we will do. So we'll get a test data from Excel sheet. So how to use Excel sheet to provide a test data to our automation test. So for that we have to interact with the Excel application. To interact, this is the Excel application, as you know that. To interact with this Excel application, so to interact with this Excel application, we have a like Excel application is there. Within that Excel application, we have a different sheet. Okay, so we will get a workbook. Within that workbook, we will get a different sheet. So to interact with this Excel sheet, Excel application, we doesn't like Selenium doesn't have a any APIs which can able to interact with the Excel sheet, but we can able to use or poor Java like POI API jars. This by using POI API jars, we can able to interact with this Excel application. So actually, this POI API jar will help us to read and write the data from Excel sheet, to perform read operation and to perform write operation from the Excel sheet. So let's get started with Excel. So, but before going to start implementing or before going to starting uploading the configure the data provider, Excel data provider. So we have to update our pom.xml. So in that pom.xml, we have to add dependencies for Excel data provider, for Excel sheet, like how we can able to get the data and how we can able to write the data to the Excel sheet. So for that, just go to the Google and here just search, just go to the Maven repository. In Maven repository, we have to search dependency for POI API. So let me search POI API dependency. So we'll update POI API. So POI API jars. So we'll require these two, POI OOXML and POI, this one. So let me open in new tab and let me open this also in new tab. So we can easily get it. So latest one is what 4 dot something, latest version. So if you want to use latest, you can use latest or you can use old one also. If you use latest one, so most of the methods in latest version they have deprecated. So if you want to use, you can use. Let it be. We'll use 4.4.1 in our implementation. So copy this API. Just go to the form.xml and just paste it. Paste here. Again, go to the Google and search for POI OOXML. Okay, this is POI. So OOXML we have copied. Just search for this one. 4.1. Let me copy this. Again, go to the form.xml and paste it. So to rearrange it, just Control A, Control Shift F. It will get rearranged, and once you will get rearranged, just do Control yes. Means it will start updating your Maven project, and it will automatically download all the dependencies from this location, from Maven repository to the here in Maven m2 dot repository in local repository. So once you updated with this, do one thing. In this utility folder, just create a one Excel data provider class, okay, which will help us to interact with the Excel sheet. So here I will create Excel data only. I will use this Excel data provider name is as a Excel data. You can give any name like Excel reader, Excel writer, any name based on your like choice. You can able to give any name to this Excel reader. So this is the Excel reader. So to load this Excel sheet, let me create a constructor Excel data. So this constructor, by using this constructor, we will load the Excel data, Excel sheet. So here we'll specify where exactly the Excel file is there, Excel application is there. So there is a architectural hierarchy of Excel application. Okay. So very first is what, when you want to interact with Excel. So you have a Excel application. Within that Excel application, you will get a workbook, and within that workbook, you will get a sheet. Okay. This is the, let's suppose this is the Excel application. So this Excel application having a some workbook. This is the workbook. This is the application, and whatever you can see, this is a workbook. Within this workbook, you will get a different sheet. When we will open the Excel sheet, you will get it. Okay, I will explain you. So while interacting with this Excel application, you should have to communicate with that Excel application. So import this file class from java.io package. So to import this file class, just do Control Shift O, or just mouse over on this class. Just mouse over and import from java.io and specify the location of file. Okay, we'll create a file in current working directory. We have a one folder, test data folder. Within this test data folder, we'll prepare a file with the name, okay, data.xlss. Okay, when you create a file, so at this location we'll create a file in test data. Just go to that location. Let me go to that location and we'll create a file. So right click on this test data folder, and go to this location. Just click on this. Okay, the moment you will click on this, it will open that location wherever you want, or else just copy this, go to the location and create. Let me click on this. So it's loading. Okay, wait. Let me copy this, and in quick, here I will go directly to that location. Okay, here we are there only. Okay, go to within this test data. Just open this folder again, and here we'll create a one Excel sheet. Once you create a one Excel sheet, let me create a one Excel sheet. Just right click, go to new, and here it's loading actually. Right, it's loading. Let me close this. Multiple time I have opened. Okay. Let's get again, go to that location. Wait, it's loading actually. What happened here is, so here just create Microsoft, not PowerPoint. Here we have to create Microsoft Excel. I will give the name of this Microsoft Excel as just test data. The name of this Microsoft Excel is what? Test data. Okay, and just open this test data XLSX file, and here we will prepare a test data, and we'll get the test data from Excel sheet. Okay, this is the Excel sheet. You see Excel application That one is the Excel application. Once you open this Excel application, this is the workbook. This is the workbook. Within this workbook, you will get a different sheet. Sheet number 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, like that different sheet you will get. Okay. So at this sheet number 1, you are going to provide prepare a some test data like admin. We have for this application admin, and password is what, admin 123. So username is what, admin, and password is what, admin 123 we have for this application. So we'll give this, let me save, Control S. Once you saved it, just close it. Okay, just copy this, go to property. So in current working directory we have specified this. Okay, so if you go, the name of this file is what, you see. So in this package, the name of this file, in test data, we have a file, and the name of file is what, testdata.xlsx. You see, testdata.xlsx. This is the name. Let me copy this name and go to the Eclipse. Here, this is the file. Okay, in current working directory. So if you refresh this test data folder, it has to, you see, if you refresh, it has to available this test data. You see, test data is there. So testdata.xlsx. So in test data folder we have a file test data as an extension .xlsx. So if we are interacting with latest version of Excel sheet, we have to use the extension as a XLSX. Okay, so this is the file. Which we are going to load. So we'll load this file. Once you load this file, to interact with this file, we should have to go with file input stream. To perform a read operation, we'll require one class. The class name is what? File input stream class. So let me go with file input stream class. So use this file input stream class, provide the location of that file, and this is the file input stream. So we are going to create reference of this file input stream, and then after that it will throw a one exception. So we'll surround that exception within try catch. Surround this exception, or you can throw it. Here I will surround it. Surround that exception within try catch. So whatever exception you will get here, and we'll throw this exception to the base exception class. After that, let me load a workbook. Okay, so these two lines will help us to interact with the Excel sheet. Okay, where exactly the location of the Excel application, and this will load the Excel application. It means it will try to interact with the Excel application. Once you get a Excel application, you have to get a workbook. So to get a workbook, you have to create a workbook object. So Excel, so we have this class XLSX. So the class name is what, XLSX workbook. So we have to create object of that class. Okay, so XS, yes, workbook. So create a object of this class XSF workbook. Okay, so and specify that file, which workbook you want to use. Okay, the workbook we are going to load, this is the workbook we want to load here, XSF workbook, and we'll create a workbook reference. So here just create a workbook reference and create a local variable for this workbook. So we'll use this workbook XSF workbook object at class level. Okay, so that what I will do, I will initialize at class level workbook is equals to y null. So the moment you execute this constructor, this workbook should have to load. This workbook should have to load, and this workbook should have to initialize. So we'll initialize this workbook. If you want to use in static area, they make it as a static. Okay, but here we will use all this is in instance variable, so we'll make as a default and instance reference variable at class level. So once the workbook will be ready, so you have to get the sheet. Okay, workbook, once your workbook will be ready, you have to get the sheet. So from to which sheet you want to interact. Okay, so this is the workbook object you got. So on that workbook object we'll get the sheet. On this workbook object, so just use, so get sheet. You can get the sheet based on index, or you can get the sheet based on name also. Okay, so here we'll get the sheet based on name. So here we are going to interact with the sheet number 1. So whatever sheet is there at sheet number, we want to interact with sheet number 1, where the stage data we have prepared. So simply it will return you XSF sheet object. So we'll load this XSF sheet object at class level, and again we'll create. So this will required in future if you want to use. So let me initialize at class level XSF sheet, and we'll initialize with reference as null. The moment you create this XSF object and the moment you assign this reference to this XSF sheet, this reference will get initialized. Now the workbook is ready, the sheet is ready. Workbook is ready and the sheet is also ready. Now what are the actions you want to perform in this class? Those actions you should have to write. So let's suppose I want to know that how many number of rows are there. So we'll use get row method. Okay, get row method. Simply this get row method should have to return how many number of rows are there. How many number of rows are there. So simply I will return here. Okay, return here how many number of rows are there. How to return? So you have a sheet object. So on that sheet object just use get last row number method. So this get last row number method will return you how many number of rows are there, okay, in your Excel sheet. Similarly you can find out how many number of columns are there. Public return type should be int get calls. Okay, so get row method will return you how many number of rows are there, and get call, okay, get call method will help you to get how many number of columns are there. So on what row you want to get how many number of columns are there, so you can use. Okay, to return it, so to return the number of columns you have to use on this sheet object. So on what row number, let's suppose at 0th row, at second row, okay, that on what row get last row number. This get last cell number method will return you how many number of columns are there in your Excel sheet. Means how many number of row and how many number of columns data are there in your Excel sheet. Simply your Excel sheet will prepare a data in the form of 2D array, only. Okay, then later on you can get, if you want to return only numeric test data, so you can use the method get numeric cell data. So this numeric cell data method will help us to get the numeric cell data from Excel sheet. So based on row and based on column number, you can able to get this, okay, numeric cell data. So it may be like any data. So if this data is a string kind, we'll get a numeric string data, or so here we are reading the numeric data. It means it should be a numeric type, okay, integer type. So simply use, so you have a sheet dot, on what row you want to get a numeric cell data. So use that method get row method. On what row, just provide the row, okay, and then get, okay, on what cell you want to reading, provide the column name and just use get. So to read the numeric cell data, just use this method get numeric cell data. Actually this get numeric cell data method will return you not a integer, it will return you double. Okay, so floating value, you have to typecast this. into what? Integer type. So it will help us to retrieve the data of numeric cell data from the Excel sheet. So let's suppose you want to retrieve, instead of numeric cell data, you want to retrieve with cell data. So get string cell data. Okay, you want to retrieve. So in your cell, you want to retrieve string cell data. So instead of using this, so simply, so you call this method get row get cell on particular cell, and instead of get numeric cell data, you have to call one function get, okay, get string cell value. Simply it will return you whatever string data will be there, it will return you those string data. No need to typecast here. Okay, actually it will return you actual string data. So simply if you want to retrieve any boolean data from the Excel sheet, again just prepare a one function get, instead of string cell data just use boolean cell data. Okay, on that, instead of this get string cell value, you can use get boolean. Okay, where you can use get row dot get column dot get boolean cell value. Simply it will return you boolean cell value, and return type should be boolean. Okay, so in common, in general, if you want to return you any data, let us suppose you want to return any cell data from your Excel sheet, any cell, like if it is a string, if it is a numeric, anything. So simply what I will simply you have to implement a one method here. So the method name should be public. It should be written string object public string get cell data. So this get cell data method will help us to return any kind of data which is in the form of string object. Just use on sheet object will get the row, on what row you want to return that row number. Okay, so simply on that row number and on that column number, particular row number. Okay, particular row, and get column on that particular cell. Okay, column. So I want to retrieve any data, just simply call toString method. Simply the toString method of object class will help us to get the actual data. Okay, so what is the content of that object? It will return you that content. Okay, so up to that, so just what we did, we loaded the Excel sheet. You can pass the Excel sheet name at runtime on particularly. So you are interacting with this sheet. Okay, you are interacting with this sheet. You can pass, you can create an object, and you can pass the sheet name. Okay, not an issue at runtime. Let us suppose in future, instead of hard code this value, at runtime you can pass on which particular sheet you are working. So just pass the sheet name and just fetch the sheet data, particular sheet data. So this get row, number of row, it will return the number of row. Get column, it will return the number of columns, and then this data. Okay, so as we know that at sheet number 1 we have prepared, at 0th row 0th column we have prepared the test data as admin username, and at 0th row first column we have prepared the test data admin, like password for that application. So this is our Excel data provider. Before going to start your test cases, this Excel sheet must have to load. Okay, so what we do, so here in test base, so before going to start, we'll use here test data. We'll create a test data reference, and Excel data object will create, okay, for this class Excel data, and will pass. So at runtime we'll pass on which sheet we are going to work. We are going to work on sheet number 1. So let's import this class from this package. Import this class from this package, and we'll make public as well as static if you want to use in static area. This reference Excel data. Okay. So this is the proper coding you have to use. this is the not test data, this is Excel data. Okay, you have to use proper reference name so that you have to get it. Okay, this is the Excel data. So before going to start your main, like this main functions, simply it will get the test data from this Excel sheet. Okay, and you have to know what is the issue. Excel, the constructor Excel data is string. Yes man, I will save all this. Just save. It has to go. Okay, it has gone. Now let's create a test case. So by using in this approach, we'll create a test case and we'll get a Excel, like username and password from Excel sheet, particular username and password from Excel sheet. So we updated the Excel sheet. Now just right click and we'll create a one test case. Okay. So for login, this is the login test 00. So this is login test. We'll create second test case, and this test case by using Excel sheet. Okay. So simply this is the test case. What I will do. So same functionality we are going to use, which we have prepared for login test. So what I will do, I will copy this. So here instead of quitting here browser quitting, so we are putting the browser in test case. Once the test case will get finished here, no need to require that. Okay. So here I will copy this. I will explain you. Okay. So already I had explained these things. So you can watch my first video. So this test case we will copy pasted here. Now what you need to do, you have to extend here test base. You have to extend your test base. So before going to start execution of your test case, it will goes to the test base, and before going to execute your actual test cases, the before shoot will get executed, and this before shoot will load this config data provider, and the before shoot will load again, the before shoot will load your Excel data provider, and based on that you can get any data from the Excel sheet. So this is your test case, and here what I will do, in last video we are using this configurable file, we were using this. Okay, instead of getting the data from configurable file, so in this we will get the data from Excel sheet. Log into Orange HRM and username and password will get from Excel sheet. How to get from Excel sheet? So just use Excel data. Okay, this object Excel data dot get. So you can use get cell data. Okay, so the cell data is what, string type, or else you can use any of the method. Okay, get string cell data. Okay, or you can use get numeric cell data, but we are not going to use here numeric cell data. Whatever data we have prepared, that is what, string cell data. So we'll use get string cell data method, or else you can use get cell data method. Okay, so here we will use get string cell data on what row, at 0th row, and at 0th row and 0th column. You see the string data which we have prepared, in the form of 2D array. So like that. So on sheet number 0, at 0th index, at 0th sheet, we have prepared username at 0th row, and 0th row 0th column, this is 0th column, this is first column, this is 0th row, and this is the second row. Like that we have a multiple rows. Okay, and like that we have a multiple column. So at 0th row 0th column we have prepared username, and at 0th row first column we have prepared user password. So we'll get that data. Okay, similarly using Excel test data, we'll call that method, that function which we have prepared at 0th row first column, whatever user password is there, it will retrieve that user password. Okay, and then we are going to check once you logged in into the application, once you clicked on login, once you logged in into the application, if you can able to do welcome admin on the login page like dashboard, it means you successfully logged in into the application. otherwise you are not successfully logged in into the application. So here let me save it. If you are not able to successfully log in into the application, it means you are on login page, so your test case will get failed. So this is the first test data we are retrieving from the Excel sheet. Okay, so like that you can verify that how many number of rows are there, how many number of columns are there. But this concept we are not going to explain here. We have already discussed those kind of concepts. So let me start this test case. Let me start execute this test case. Run as test test. So this we are using by using Excel data provider. By using Excel sheet we are using here to provide the test data. Let's get start. If there will be any issue, we'll go to the root of that issue and we'll resolve that. Okay, application will take some time to load and launch. Okay, browser is started. Yes, it's taking the data from Excel sheet and it's logged in into the application. We'll verify that welcome admin is displayed or not. If yes, so test case will pass and log out from the application and it will finally close the application. Okay, am I clear? Ishwar, up to that any doubt? Yes, okay. So this is the Excel sheet. We are using Excel sheet to read the data from the Excel sheet. Okay. So similarly, you can use the Excel sheet for data-driven testing. Let us suppose you want to execute like huge test cases, like number of test cases is 50, 100, 1000 test cases you want to execute. So you can able to use Excel data, like Excel data, to store the test data in Excel sheet, and you can able to retrieve that test data at runtime. By using data driven testing, we can like we can execute multiple test cases at a time. So by using data driven approach, how to execute multiple test cases for multiple scenarios, so that we will see in next session. So this session is what I wanted to explain you how to get the Excel data from the Excel sheet. So again, if you go to the Excel data, this Excel data provider, so if you check how many number of rows are there, let me take here main method. Okay, so if you want to verify that how many number of rows are there, how many number of columns are there, and if you create a object of this Excel data, so if you want to verify that, you can verify here Excel data. If you, and we are interacting with this sheet, so we are interacting with sheet number 1, and this is the I will create Excel data object. So if you want to verify that how many number of rows are there, how many number of columns are there, you can use, so whatever method we have implemented, you can verify that those methods are implemented according to our requirement also. Okay, so this total number of rows. Okay, as of now we have prepared only one row, so it will return you total number of rows are 1. So simply call Excel data dot get row method. Okay, so this get row method will help you how many number of rows are there. Simply, if you want to know that how many number of columns are there, we can able to call get calls method. Okay, so total number of calls, excel data dot, instead of get row, just call get calls, and at 0th row I want to retrieve how many number of columns are there. Okay, how many number of columns are there. So simply it will retrieve how many number of columns are there. Okay, so let's suppose you want to know that at 0th row 0th column what is the data, at 0th row 0th column what is the data. So just use excel data. Okay, so get cell data I will use. Okay, at 0th row, okay, at 0th row 0th column whatever data will be there, it will retrieve that data and it will display. Okay, so similarly at this, instead of get cell data method, you can able to use other method also, get string cell data. Okay, get string cell data, this method also will retrieve string cell data from the excel sheet. Okay, at 0th row, let me use at 0th row first column what is the data. Okay, so just right click and run as a main method. Okay, so just verifying that whatever method we have implemented, those methods are working fine or not according to our requirement. So those methods are working fine. Actually we executed that test case. So for that test case, that you see total number of rows are, actually it will return you total number of rows minus 1. Okay, actually total number of rows are 1, so it will return you how many number of rows are there, that total number of rows. Okay, total number of rows minus 1 means 1 minus 1 means 0. Okay, and total number of columns are 2. Okay, actually 0 and 1, 2 columns are there. And what is the data at first row? Admin. What is the data at first row first column? Admin. And at first row second column? Admin 1 2 3. First row like 0th row 0th column, 0th row first column, this is the data. And how it will return the total number of rows? So whatever total number of rows are there, it will gives you that total number of rows minus 1, means here how many number of rows are there, 1 number of rows, minus 1 means what, that's it's returning 0. That's why you are getting number of rows equals to 0. Okay, I hope you get it. I will comment all these lines. So this number of lines I don't want to comment. I hope you get it. We'll stop here and we'll see data driven testing in next session.